Hey there, boys and girls. Welcome to episode 11 of Sonic Boom TV. I'm Kevin, and I will be talking to you today about CDs. A little strange for this channel, since it's been all vinyl records since I started it. But I do have some CDs that I bought recently, and I wanted to tell you about that a little bit. I made this video. This is the second round. I couldn't stand how it came out the first time, so we're going to go with a new version. I don't usually buy CDs anymore. Stopped about maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Probably maybe 3 years ago. It has to be 3 because it was before COVID. I stopped buying CDs because what was happening is I'd buy the CD, I'd put it in my computer, rip the songs to my iTunes, and then they go on this shelf here. And there's 2,000 plus, maybe 2,500 CDs on that wall, which you can only see part of right here. And they never get taken out again, really, unless there's something that I didn't burn for some reason. And so I wanted to go to vinyl because of, not because it sounds better to me, because I don't really believe it does, but because the artwork is bigger, it's more interactive with the record, and I have to play the record. I have to use the record, so I'm actually using something I bought instead of the CDs that just sit on the wall, and I never use them again. I'll never get rid of them because I do still want to collect them, but I don't really buy them unless I can get them used really cheap, or if a band I go see, which I haven't seen a band in a long time either, because of COVID and all that. But if I go see a band and they're selling their album and all they have is CDs, then I will buy something from them if I get the money that way, because it may be the only way I can get it. Especially if it's a local band or a band that's just passing through, not a mainstream band, but somebody that is local somewhere else, just touring around. So anyway, today I got 2, and I have about, 20, 25 others that I've gotten. I got like last month, within the last month, and I hadn't bought any in a while before that, but I just thought I'd gather all these and talk about them. So today I went to Goodwill, and when I got there, they had a shelf that usually has a lot of CDs and records on it. Today it had maybe 300 CDs, no records, and a bunch of DVDs for some reason. They were like overstocked in DVDs at this Goodwill. So I'm looking at them, and I start on the left-hand side, and I get about a third of the way through, and this guy comes up, and he's one of these people that acts like they own the place. I know most people that are like record collectors and stuff, they know with this guy, like, he just comes in and he takes over. Whatever you're looking at, it's his. Don't even bother, because he's going to be the one. And so he comes in, instead of getting on the left side where I'm at, and starting from where I've already looked, he comes on the right side and proceeds to start pulling things off of the shelf in big stacks, including what I'm looking at. And so I'm like, what is going on here? And, his wife was there, so I didn't feel like telling him anything, because it might have turned into a big scene, and I didn't need 2 people yelling at me in the Goodwill, because that just would have been a disaster. So I let him look, and I saw that he took out a couple Ozzy Osbourne albums, the Beatles' Help, and another Beatles album, which I don't remember which one it was. I have, MP3s at least of most of their albums, but I already have a couple records of their. I know I have Help and a couple other ones, so I probably don't need it anyway. But he took out like maybe 10 CDs, and I know they were things that I probably wanted. But I let him, do what he had to do. Then I grabbed 2 that I know I wanted, and before he could see them. And not that he would have wanted either one of these, but maybe, who knows. So I first grabbed this one. This is Skid Row, the 40 Seasons, the Best of Skid Row. I've seen this CD plenty of times. It was 99 cents this time, so that helps. It usually is a little more than that. And the reason I wanted to get it is because it has about 8 songs on it that I don't have. They're like different versions and live versions and stuff. A couple remixes. But these are mostly songs from the Skid Row album and Slave to the Grind. I think there's like 8 songs from those 2 albums, which basically is the Sebastian Bach era of Skid Row. And I think there was maybe one song from that EP that they did. I can't remember what it was called. So I grabbed that one. And then the other one was Hawk Nelson. They're a pop punk band from the 90s. They were on Tooth and Nail Records, so it may be like Christian rock, sort of. I don't know, but I remember there was something about them back in the day. I don't know if I never had a CD by them, but maybe I had some MP3s, or maybe they were on something else, a compilation or something. And I don't know if I remember anything good or bad about them. I can't remember. I just remember the name, and I said, well, I'll check that out, 99 cents. So that's what I just got today. Those are the only 2. But last week I went there, and I found some things that were a little unexpected. One being Soundgarden, Fresh Deadly Rarities. This is a bootleg, basically. It says import, but it's on an official album. The artwork is pixelated. It's terrible, a terrible font-looking thing. You can't even hardly read it. This got wet by somebody at one time. It's real funky. I need a new case for it. It's disgusting on the back there. I don't know if you can see that. But it has 17 songs. Some of them are early versions. Some of them are cover songs. Some of them, I think, maybe live. I haven't listened to any of this yet. But on the disc it says Fresh Deadly B-Sides, which is not. I don't know. I don't know which one is the name, but I couldn't believe that they had something like that at the Goodwill, because somebody out there is probably looking for that, and they're also looking probably for this Guns N' Roses 1 in a Million. This one is live versions of the songs from Appetite for Destruction and the Lies EP album, whatever. There's 14 songs. They're all from those albums. I looked this one up, and I believe that it's 2 different shows that they did. I listened to about the first 4 songs, and I couldn't finish it, but that day I haven't gotten back to it. But they were good. They sounded good recordings. They weren't like typical bootleg stuff that often sounds terrible. It sounded pretty good, But so that was those 2 were unexpected to find there. Then I found the Rage Against the Machine, The Ghost of Tom Joad, and I got that because I like the artwork. And I don't know if you can see that good, but it's only got 1 song. There is another version of this single that came out, and it had, I think, 3 or 4 songs on it. And I think that one's worth a few bucks. This one's probably not worth 99 cents that I paid for it. The other thing that I thought was interesting there that day, I got Alice Cooper's Greatest Hits. Now, usually that's not a big deal, but I looked this up on Discogs, and it says $32, high, low, and medium. And I don't know why. Only thing is that it's a gatefold. But there's nothing on the gatefold. It's just black. And then that, in the CD, there's a booklet that comes with it, which is probably the same as the regular CD version. Just a little booklet. It's got a, nothing special about the CD itself. It's just silver, But if it's worth $32, that's great. But I just wanted it because it was Alice Cooper's Greatest Hits, and I don't have much by him. I have a couple of his records, and I think I have the Trash. Is that what it's called? Trash CD. That's it on that one. So then I went to buy some records maybe a month ago, and it was at Euclid Records in New Orleans, and they have a bench out front that they put things on that they're just trying to give away, get rid of, whatever. And it's usually CDs or some messed up kind of records or whatever, just stuff they just can't sell or don't want to sell, or I don't know. But anyway, I found Raising Sand by Robert Palmer and Alison Krauss, and I don't know anything about this album, and it's got some gross stuff on it. That maybe that's why they were getting rid of it. But if you take the slipcase off, you've got the cover in perfect condition. I don't know what this is like. She's a country singer, and he's of course Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin. So I'm not sure what kind of music it is. I've seen the album around, the record. Walmart has it, Target has it, everybody has it, but I've just never thought about getting it because I'm scared it's going to be a country album, and I'm not too much into country. So, but anyway, I'll listen to it and see what it's about. It's 13 songs, and we'll go from there. The next one, the rest of them, I should say, all came from a place called Red, White, and Blue. It's a thrift store. I think they have them across the country, maybe just in the South. I don't know. It's just a big thrift store, and they have a limited section of records and CDs, but it's real hit or miss. Like, you can find some really good stuff there sometimes, and then other days it's just meh. And I went there today, and there was no CDs that I wanted. There was no records I wanted. But anyway, the last time I went, I got Brian Setzer or Seitzer, I'm not sure how you say that, Orchestra, The Dirty Boogie. I love this CD, and for some reason I have the CD itself, or I had the CD itself, but I never had the case, and I don't know where I got the CD unless it was in something else that I bought, or somebody gave it to me. I don't know, but I've had it for years, never had the case. So I saw this and I was like, I'm buying it whether it has a CD or not. And of course it did have a CD. So now I have 2 copies of the CD and 1 copy of the case. Then there was a bunch of heavy metal stuff. So I thought about it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick these up. These were all either 99 cents or $1.99. You got to watch there because sometimes they put price tags on used stuff. And it's like $4.99, $5.99. I don't want to pay that much for a used CD. If I'm going to do that, I might as well go buy the regular, new CD. And I took the price tags off of all of these, I guess. So for these next 4, I've heard of this band, but I never looked them up or showed a lot of interest in them. They're, I believe, a thrash metal band, which is, I like thrash metal pretty much. But I don't know, I just never got into this band for some reason, but now I will because I have 4 of their CDs. So the band is Iced Earth. And this one is the Dark Saga, and that's artwork is by Todd McFarlane of Spawn, and that is Spawn. Apparently, this album is it revolves around Spawn. For some reason, I don't know how or what's going on with it, but I bought it because of the artwork. It's that comic book style artwork that I collect comics, and if you look behind me on the wall, you can see that there's some stuff. So I figured I would get these. I wish I had these on a record because it would be bigger, but can't win them all, right? Then the next one was the Something Wicked This Way Comes, which I don't think that's McFarlane's artwork, but maybe someone like Greg Capullo or somebody that works for McFarlane, because it's in the similar vein of that. Oops, and I just broke the case. As far as the artwork goes, so we'll just put that down since we broke the case. And then this one is Days of Purgatory, which is another comic character. I don't know if this is about her, or if it's just the artwork they use for her. I don't know who the artist on that is. It says the name, but I can't really read it. And then, the little booklet, it's Chaos Comics puts that out, so I don't know who the artist is, but, that stuff. Anyway, so that was a cool one. And then the last one It's more of a classical style of art, and it's the burnt offerings. That light, man. The burnt offerings, little devil guy or whatever, demon or something on the front. So that was pretty cool. Then I got two by a band that used to be sort of a hardcore punk band. Then they turned kind of metal. I know the skateboarder guys used to love them when I was in high school. And so I got Corrosion of Conformity's Animosity album. I think that may be their first one or second one. I'm not sure. Or maybe this is a compilation. I'm not sure on their history. I have a bunch of their CDs, but I didn't have that one. And then this one, In the Arms of God. I don't know if this is an album or a compilation either, but they've got that classic skull that they've always had as their logo. So that's pretty cool. I'll check those out. They've been around a long time. Then the next band, I don't know anything about this band, but I like the cover. They're called Screw, and it has a little skeleton face guy with a mask on, and he's wearing a tie and all that stuff. I figured if I'm going to be buying some heavy metal, I might as well buy some bands I don't know, right? And we'll see how it goes. Could be hit or miss on that kind of stuff. Then the next one I got was, I don't know if, I looked it up on Discogs and I can't really find a match for it. But it's the Fight album, which is Rob Halford from Judas Priest. That was his band, his other band. And this one, I believe there's something about the songs that's not the same order as normal. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. But there's something about it that's different. And this sticker that's on there, that black one, and as well as the best value one, I couldn't find any version of it on Discogs that showed that sticker or the best value one. And I believe that something about the track listing was off on it. I don't know if it was on this one or their version. I don't know. It was something, and I couldn't find a match for it on Discogs. And maybe I wasn't looking at the right thing. Maybe it's a pressing from another country. I don't think so, though, but, it's a mystery at this point. Then I got a classic thrash band. Newer CDs. They're probably not new, but, newer to me because I stopped buying them maybe early 2000s. But anyway, Megadeth. The last album that I bought was Risk, maybe. I'm not sure. I think that was the last one. And so these are ones I didn't have. The World Needs a Hero. Sorry about that. With the finger over the guy's head. Kind of gross. The System Has Failed. And United Abominations. I had this one. I got it from the library or something. I found it. And that one was pretty good. But it's Megadeth. Their lineup changes, but they still, it's Dave Mustaine's band. It's whatever he's doing, and it's usually pretty good. So I'll check those out for sure. The next one, soundtrack from a movie from the mid to late 90s, I guess. Looks like 1998, and that's Steve Snyder's Strangeland soundtrack. This one has a lot of bands from the 90s on it, and as well as some metal bands. There's Dee Snider, he does a song, then Seven Dust, Megadeth, Pantera, Anthrax, Snot, Day in the Life, I don't know who they are, Cold Chamber, Bile, Marilyn Manson, Soulfly, Head PE, Kid Rock, the Clay People, I don't know them either, System of a Down, Nashville Pussy, Crisis, and Twisted Sister. I don't know if there was any hit songs from this, but I like all those bands. I mean, except for the couple I said that I don't know. So this ought to be a good soundtrack. The movie was crazy weird. I bought it for like 50 cents on VHS, brand new, at like years after it came out. VHS was gone by the time I bought it, and they were just getting rid of it, and I watched it, and it was like bizarre. But then next, I got Fear Factory's Obsolete. This is kind of a cool one. It's got a big fold-out gatefold. Oops. I don't know if you can see that. A lot of stuff there. The inside has a little, booklet of probably lyrics and stuff. Yeah, lyrics and that kind of stuff. Very cool. I had a Fear Factory album a long time ago on CD. I loaned it to a friend. Never got it back. I should ask him about that one day. Probably won't remember. Then next I got one that I'd had a few cassettes by this band a long time ago. And I believe the guy, the singer, the original singer, he might be singing on this one too, was in Anthrax for a while. And that would be Armored Saint. This one is called Revelation. I think this came out in early 2000s, maybe actually 2000. So I don't remember much about that band except that they were heavy and they're a little different. And I remember I liked the cassettes I had, but it's been so long. It's probably been early 90s, I guess, when I had those. And I haven't listened to them in a long, long time. Then the next one is a band that I have a few CDs by and a few records by, but I don't have everything, and I need to get more. And that would be King's X. This is Ear Candy. I've heard this album before. It's pretty good. These are one of those bands that they're like Rush. Either people love them or they don't like them at all. And so and it's every time I've talked about King's X, people are like, oh, they're terrible, they're whatever, or they're amazing and great. So, you pick. But this album's pretty good. And finally, the last thing I got was AC/DC Live. I believe there's a bigger set of this. This has got like all the main hits, live versions of hits. Excuse me. But I think there's another version of this that maybe two CDs, maybe 3 or 4, I don't know, of more of this. But this has got like Thunderstruck, Shoot the Thrill, Back in Black, Who Made Who, Heatseeker, The Jack, Money Talks, Hell's Bells, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, Whole Lot of Rosie, You Shook Me All Night Long, Highway to Hell, TNT, and For Those About to Rock, We Salute You. So that's good enough right there for a live album. That is all I got for as far as CDs go recently. As I said, I don't really buy CDs anymore unless they're used, or if I have a record of it and I need I can't get a digital copy of it, and I'll buy a used CD of it or whatever. I did get a CD in that I didn't mention here yet from a band that wants me to review, and I'll do that as soon as possible. It's an EP. It's only 3 songs, so that'll be another episode coming up, hopefully in the next day or so. And that band is from Pennsylvania, I believe. Their name is Poppy, not to be confused with the pop star named Poppy. They're much better as far as I'm concerned. I have one of their records they sent me. I wrote a review of it on my blog that has been idle since it started, basically. There was this Sonic Boom magazine, then there was a blog. The blog didn't last because I was sick and I had to have surgery, and then COVID, and haven't been to any shows or anything, and I just didn't have anything to write about. And then I just let it go, and then I started doing these videos. So I may get back to doing that, but I definitely will review that CD as soon as possible. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe, all that stuff you're supposed to do on these videos. And I'll put out another one as soon as possible. Going to the record store tomorrow. Anyway, that's it.